What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm bringing you guys a video on Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. And today I'll be discussing with you guys the trailer for Ryusoulger as well as information that I know so far. They've revealed a whole bunch of stuff online, and some stuff was even revealed today regarding a power-up mode for Ryusoul Red, and also who will be the Sixth Ranger as far as color, not as far as character, and we already have seen an armor power-up as well for him. But we'll discuss all that and also the mecha for him and some other stuff in this video. I've been meaning to discuss this season for a while and my thoughts on it in general. I did a video but I never released it, but I'm doing this now so that I can cover everything I can. And I'm glad just in general because the cast is finally revealed for the initial 5 members. So let's start this trailer. I have my headset right here, and I'm gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait. 1. Cool. I love this. I love the weapons. They look very cool. Interesting. Cole, okay. He looks like Marvelous, basically. The blue hair, it's interesting. Asuna, yes. She's kind of cute. People love her. He looks fine. He just looks cool. He's also the most muscular looking guy right here. Look at that. They look good. Tatsui Ui. And this is her uncle. Or grandfather or something, I think. Droidens, right. Interesting. So those are like the major villains, I guess, right now. I like this music. And I love the armor on them. Right. Here's the Red Ranger's mecha, which is like a green, black, blue. Interesting. There's the main mecha itself. I like it. The music is good, and I like that they each have their own intro sequences. That's great. This is cool. Nice. Okay. So, let me discuss this. So, my overall impressions are I really like the trailer. Really do. Characters look really cool. I do think that it's going to be a really interesting season. Again, the colors are matching the Kyourouger colors, which is because they intentionally are basing this off of a dinosaur season again. Though it is also having some inspiration from a knight side. So it's sort of like knights and dinosaurs, or as they kind of were initially referring to them as, knights and dragons. That's actually what they did originally talk about them as being, but the dragons ended up becoming dinosaurs, so go figure. So as far as things go, I really like the characters. The characters look really cool. The Red Ranger looks very similar to Marvelous from Gokaiger, which is fine. Honestly, he looks great. I love his look. Pink Ranger, she's adorable. She looks really sweet. It is interesting to note that there's no Yellow Ranger again, which again has to do with that whole idea of how they're copying what they did with Kyoryuger, because that season was like one of the most popular seasons in recent years. Does that mean that other seasons that have happened in more recent years are bad? No, it just means that that is a season that tends to do really well, and dinosaurs are very popular. That's a large portion of the reason why people have been kind of iffy in general about them doing another dinosaur season, because it seems like, why are they doing one so quickly? In past situations, they had it where there was like about a 10-year gap in between. As far as why they're doing it now, it has to do with the fact that they need to sell more product. The recent seasons haven't been doing as well in some cases with selling product, and they really need a big boost right now. And just in general, dinosaurs do really well. Plenty of people do complain, and have been complaining in general, about them doing another dinosaur season, and I get it. Yes, it's way too soon, it feels like, but at the same time, when I look at this, I say to myself, I'm not going to complain. I think it looks awesome. I think the characters look great. I think the suits look awesome. I think the armor looks awesome. I think these characters look like they're going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see where they're going to go. I think each of them has their own personality. I think Black looks really cool. It is interesting that he's actually very big and very buff, which is interesting. The blue hair for the Blue Ranger is pretty cool. We've had things like this in 2 other seasons that I can think of, which were obviously Naga from Naga, which is, you know, Hibitsukai Silver, or, you know, the Silver Ranger from Q-Ranger, and then also the Green Ranger from Time Ranger, which in America they even copied it essentially, with having him have a wig and all that. But this is fine, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works, because again, anytime they do those kind of things, typically those kind of characters stand out a little bit more, just because of their look, and also because they try a lot harder to push those characters. And it looks like they're going to have a really good cast. The Green Ranger looks pretty nice. He definitely seems like he's probably going to be either like a troubled character, like a troublesome character, like where he'll be mischievous, or he'll be a character that would be like a little bit of a goody two-shoes. Just judging from their personalities, I feel like, you know, that's how he's going to be. Black's going to probably be like the tough guy. Pink's going to be like the smart one. And then maybe Red's going to be like just the brave leader, and Blue's going to be kind of like either... I don't know. It's hard to say with Blue. Blue could be a number of things, but in general, I think that they each have their own look to them, and I'm pretty excited about it. I do really love the undershirts that they have, because if you look at their undershirts, you can see that there's like this dragon pattern around the collar part, and it looks really, really nice. And just in general, their outfits are so awesome. Now, as far as things go, they did also showcase the mechas. I do love them a lot. I think each one has their own personality, which adds to the excitement that I feel for them. So the characters, by the way, are called Ko, which is the Ryoso Red, Melt, which is Ryoso Blue, Asuna, which is Ryoso Pink, Toa, which is Ryoso Green, and Banba, which is Ryoso Black. Now, as far as the mechas go for the season, the mechas include we know what they are. There's the Tyrannosaurus, which is going to be Tiramigo. There's the there's Trikin, which is, I believe it's the Blue Ranger's mecha. Yeah, Ryoso Blues is Trikin, and that's supposed to be based off of a Triceratops. Ankylozo, or I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but again, we'll hear it in the show, is supposed to be based off of an Ankylosaurus, which is pretty cool. Then there are 2 more that people didn't know at first about, like what they were going to be called, but let me first find the names for these. There's also Tiger Lance, which is the Green Ranger's mecha, which is interesting that it's a green Tiger Zord, because again, the mechas are pretty interesting, and I actually do like the combination. But yeah, that's that one. And then there's Mii-Needle. Mii-Needle is the Black Ranger, or Ryusoul Black. Now, as far as things go in the show, they've already showcased images of how things are supposedly going to look. There's Ryusoul, Tiramiko is going to function as basically like the center of the mecha, like the main body. The other mechas are going to act as extensions of him. So the basic mecha itself is Kishi Ryu, which is just basically him in Megazord mode. He also has a fortress mode, which looks to be, based on images, basically where they pull off his head and basically the back of his body becomes like a fortress. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be similar to how it worked in, say, Zyuranger, where they had it where there was like the, you know, formation prior to like the main combination. That's what I'm kind of suspecting it to be like, but again, we'll have to wait and see. It does have cannons and stuff like that on it, and we can even see Triken and Ankylosing in this combination, but I'm curious if the others will have these combinations as well. Now, we also see that there are other forms. There's the Kishiryu Three Knights, which is the combination of red, blue, and pink. There's the combination, and red is the main body. Then there's Kishiryu Triken, which is where Triken takes the form of the head, which I'm still kind of curious as to how it's going to work. Is it that the head itself has swappable plates, or is it something else that's causing it where the head changes? We don't really know yet, because you can see that the arm is still Triken, but the head is also Triken. So I'm wondering if it's a swappable adjustment, or if it's an additional piece or something else that comes with the mecha that allows for the head to change like that. Or maybe what it is, and I think this is probably what it is that you can see based on the image that it only has from like the head to the blade of Triken. So I'm guessing the back end becomes the head of Kishiryu, and then we have the Ankylosing form, which again, another combination, which in this combination we see Triken, but Triken's only on the shoulder in this case, and we see that the Kishiryu's tail becomes like a blade weapon on one arm, and then Ankylosing's becomes on the other arm, and then we see Ankylosing is in the center. So again, I'm thinking it has to do with like the bodies are probably ones where you can remove them and have them as halves rather than a complete piece, which is interesting. And then they also showcase other combinations, combinations with 4 mechas, rather than a 5 mecha combination where it would feature Mii-Needle and Tiger Lance with Tiramiko, Triken, and Ankylosing. As far as whether or not there will be a combination with 5, we haven't seen one yet, but as far as these combinations go, they are pretty interesting looking. They feature 4 of the mechas in each of these, so there's the ones where it's Tiramiko, Triken, Ankylosing, and Tiger Lance, and there's a combination with Tiramiko, Triken, Ankylosing, and Mii-Needle. So each of those is pretty interesting, and and both of those actually really take up a large portion of the mechas themselves when they combine that way, so that's interesting to note. But yeah, so those are really cool. The changes are pretty interesting as well, which we've seen like the sword weapon, but we also have seen that they put things into their mouths, similar to how it worked with Kyuroujir with like the Gabler revolver, but with like the Ryusoul changer, they put things into another dinosaur's mouth, and it allows them to transform. And it's also a wrist brace this time. You know, it's a wrist changer rather than a gun or a phone, which is interesting to know, because we haven't had one of those in actually quite some time where it's been a wrist or a wrist changer of any kind. Typically, in most recent seasons, it's often been phones or guns. Yeah. That's actually very true. Very common. In fact, the last season that had a wrist changer was Go Busters, and prior to that was I'm trying to think now. Wasn't Geki Ranger? Wasn't it was probably Bokenger or something like that. So again, been a long time, but those used to be way more common. Those used to be like consistently done. But it is interesting to know that. Oh no, is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. No, I'm thinking. I think. Well, Shinkenger maybe. No, but it's interesting to note. They also just revealed the power-up mode for Ryusoul Red, which will work with a mecha that he has, which will be called Dime Volcano. And Dime Volcano is a mecha that looks to be based off of some like maybe a Stegosaurus or something like that. Well, actually, the Stegosaurus, Magneto is supposed to be based off of a Stegosaurus, or a Mira Gaia. That's what it's also referred to as. Yeah. But I forget what. I think Dime Volcano is supposed to be based off like an ankle, like some other kind of big mecha. I'm forgetting what it's called right now, but it's another one that looks really cool, and it's supposed to have a combination where it combines with Kishirio and what happens is that they make their own mecha combination, which looks really, really cool. And the last mecha, and also by the way, he gains a power-up mode which gives him additional armor on both sides of him. He just looks way buffer and bulkier. But then they also have the reveal of the 6th member finally, which is going to be Ryusoul Gold. Now we don't know who the actor is, but we know that he's going to be a Gold Ranger, which is cool. And we know it's a guy because of the design. It's going to be a guy, so that's fine. Gold is interesting as well because again they're continuing to copy things from Kyoryuger. They're not going with a different color. They're going for gold, which means that they're staying true to what it was in Kyoryuger. Now, as far as whether or not that means that that we'll have more than 6 members, I would imagine so, because they're already revealing this as early as they are, and we haven't even started the season. So chances are either Ryusoul Gold is going to be introduced really early, or going to be introduced like maybe 10-15 episodes in. The fact that he's already revealed to be a Gold Ranger is a big deal in itself, just because it shows that it's likely going to be something revealed pretty early on, but we don't know how early. And as far as he goes, we got to see that he has his own changer, which is going to be the Mosa changer, and he's also going to have the Mosa mecha, which is interesting, and he's gonna have the Mosa sword, and the Mosa sword and the Mosa changer combined together to create the Mosa breaker, which kind of reminds me in a way of like the combination of like the sword weapon from Kyoryuger and Gabble Revolver combined together to create that combination. But it is pretty interesting in general, and he also has a armored form to him, which is pretty cool, which is like his Biri mode, so that's his power-up form. And that's pretty interesting. Now, as far as whether or not the other members will get power-up forms, I would hope so, but I don't know. I know that they're going to have like the armor on their sides when they use the real souls and all that, which will give them certain abilities and all that. But I'm curious to know if they'll have armor in the same way that Ryusoul Gold and Red are getting their like power-up modes. And also, I'm just curious in general to see if we'll get more than just 6 members to the season. You know, we're gonna have 6 members. So far we have confirmed 7 mechas because it's the 6 main members, and then there's also Dime Volcano. So I'm very curious to see how things will go from here. And again, knowing 7 already is pretty good. That's actually a reasonable amount, and the pricing online is actually pretty reasonable. I'm already looking into probably getting at least the Tiramigo, Trichian, and Ankylozo, because I think that the mecha looks pretty awesome, and I think that even these combinations look really, really cool. And I'm definitely considering getting the Ryusoul changer just because the Ryusoul changer looks pretty awesome as well. In general, I'm very excited for this season. This is a season that I'm pretty hyped for. Again, Lupat was not bad, but it's definitely had its ups and downs, and the season's pretty much over. The final episode is actually releasing the day that I'm making this video, so that's something to note, of course. And you know, it's definitely had its rough patches, but in general, I'm looking forward to moving on to Ryusoulger. But again, that will happen in March. There's going to be a mini series of 4 episodes that will release in the rest of February and part of March as well, to be a special mini series that will feature past Sentai members, both from the current season all the way to earlier seasons in the past, and it would be pretty cool. So look forward to that, and I'll probably be discussing that very soon too. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai71, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'll see you then. Bye bye.